Hello there, Mike the MC, bringing another self-care video. Today I'm going to share with you number 235 of the Catechism with respect to kind of like a baby certificate with respect to the Trinity. Now, how can I invite these two ideas together? How can that be? Right, Mike the MC, you're losing your head. You're going crazy here all of a sudden. Now you're just really speaking out of thin air. You're drawing ideas that cannot connect. But no, I got a good, unique idea for you with respect to the Trinity and the idea of a birth certificate. The idea here is when you have that birth certificate and you can look at your information from the past, okay, kind of like with 233 that I alluded to in another video, but with 235, you're looking at your birth certificate and you're looking at how, okay, at this time and space, okay, whatever, I was born at this place in this country, etc., at this time, I weighed this many pounds, etc. But the thing about this is, this documents your start. Now you have a social security number. Now you have all these other things that come with you that are now a part of your identity. And you're like, okay, this is a part of me. Now I got to value this and really make this a part of who I am and really look at how I can go out there and make this come, this into fruition with respect to who I was. But I got to look back at my origin. I got to look back at who I was, so that way I don't lose track of how I'm moving forward in my life. So let us share with you number 235 of the Catechism, and we'll see where I'm going with this. So 235 states the following. This paragraph expounds briefly, Section 1, how the mystery of the Blessed Trinity was revealed. Section 2, how the Church has articulated the doctrine of the faith regarding this mystery. And Section 3, how by the divine missions of the Son and the Holy Spirit, God the Father fulfills the plan of His loving goodness of creation, redemption, and sanctification. And now the idea here is 235, it's alluding to the paragraph of just the Father from the Trinity, right? But the idea here is, okay, now the Father in this perspective would be on the birth certificate, and it's like, wow, okay, he's now on the birth certificate. He's this is someone who he identifies by. You can read it now because we have the Bible, the Catechism, and so if you pick up someone's birth certificate and you see everything, you're like, okay, now I can identify that person. I can identify myself. But the thing is, God gave us His birth certificate literally through the Bible, through reality, with the birth of Jesus and then the resurrection and so many more things of the mystery from the Catholic perspective. But beyond that, out looking at it from abroad, you're thinking, okay, the Creator, He's really given us His stamp in reality by saying how the world's going to work, how gravity's going to work, how the planets, you and me, are going to live each day, how we're going to move out and go and do good things in our lives with our abilities. And you think, okay, are these blessings by mistake or are they on purpose? Are these challenges a mistake? Are they on purpose for us to grow and to become better people? And you think about these things and you wonder, okay, maybe this had to happen for me in my life because with respect to my birth certificate, I was here at this time, but now I grew. I grew from that origin and I respect that origin, and now I will move forward. But it pays dividends to look back at your origin and to say, hey, I did not forget I was poor. I did not forget I was rich. I did not forget I was from this family, this wealth society. I did not forget my origin. So that way I can look back at that and say, okay, how am I doing with respect to my origin? Do I want to have that kind of a legacy with respect to that, or do I want to expand that legacy? Do I want to give a bit of myself so that way my future family, my kiddos, my grandkids have a great future to live by? Am I willing to sacrifice some time in my life for my lifetime in order to make that reality? To grow a business, to grow a style, to grow a new product, some new idea for people to use, and then for that to be used for the future for other communities and countries, etc. So that way, when I get all the benefits from that for my family, now they're living in luxury. But I keep the origin, that story, alive for them by sharing what I went through, sharing the challenges that I've gone through, what you've gone through as well. And that way the birth certificate comes alive. The birth certificate, that story comes alive, and the people can recall, your family, those stories and the origins of why we did the things we did. I did not remember you did this. Wow, that was incredible. I didn't know you met that person in your past life. Okay, that's cool. Okay. And so when you make your origin a reality, when you respect your certificate at birth, when you respect all of your past and make that a part of who you are today, there's something profound about that because you respect who you are as a person as a whole. You're not just seeing yourself as just that person that's just doing things to do things just to be awesome, okay? You have value, you have meaning, but now you respect the whole person. And yes, you should always move forward from the past and not look back and dwell on it, but you should look at yourself as a whole and recognize you are a piece of art. You are a piece of something that is so wonderful, a sculpture, and that should not go unnoticed. And I hope you recognize that, hey, you and I can do good things. And if we don't recognize that, hey, let us be inspirational and talk with other people so that way that they know that, hey, you are doing something great. Keep building, keep growing, make an influence in the community because I see what you're doing. You're being a great motivator. Go out there and challenge people. You got this, and I'm inspired by you just by talking with you. And I hope this video inspires you as well. All right, so I hope this one does find you well too. Go out there and be awesome. Don't forget, you and I, even if we don't have our birth certificate, try to get a copy of that and recognize that with respect to the whole, as you journey through life, that you and I are going to do good things, and that with respect to that whole, we can give more to our children and give them a legacy, something that they can build off of, but then share that legacy from you so that way they can live the story and they can say, wow, I remember Grandpa saying that, Grandma saying that. That was awesome. Now I'm going to share my legacy with my kids in the future as well, give them a chance to flourish. All right, everyone, hope this video finds you well today. Don't give up on yourself. Remember who you are, check out your birth certificate, and see how you're doing. And don't forget that you and I have a value as a person with a name. We grew up with some height, weight, etc. And now look at us now today. We may be a little different, but now we have some value, and it's cool to see how we grew. All right, everyone, hope this video finds you well today. Take care. Have a good one.